Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Kenny's here. How you doing, Kenny?
Dan. That's what you guys normally do.
I like that.
It's a welcome back, Kenny. Get your ass together.
Oh, you almost said it.
Hey, Kenny, you're
Oh my God, I'm turning
did
into
it?
that guy. I
happening?
knew I was turning into that guy. Anyway, what's going on, Kenny?
Hey, I'm doing well.
How you doing, buddy? What's the side of your jacket say?
Paramount Pictures.
Wow. You know, I look down on people who wear free jackets. Just
Technically,
I do look
well,
down on people. Let's talk about this. You know, I'm sorry,
like promotional stuff.
I do look down on people who wear free promotional stuff. My wife wears a lot of it because I don't know if you know this. If you're a new listener to the show, my wife is disgustingly cheap. Disgustingly cheap. And I, on the other hand, have a spending disorder. So right there in the middle, right there in the middle, you know, we meet. But she wears a Spectrum jacket. I was like, you haven't worked there in 6 years. She'll wear,
she'll
wear she'll
Like
wear
a
a Bright House.
windbreaker?
She'll pull out a Bright House one. She'll be like, this is a retro. She'll pull out a Bright House. She'll wear where she currently works. She'll wear all of that. I don't wear any. I wear Tom and Dan, but I'm like, it's kind of cool. You know, it's a cool brand. You know, it's kind of like the PacSun of podcasting.
And technically, you did pay for it because the company you half own.
It's free.
Somebody
bought
else,
it.
another podcaster, brought up that they think it's douchey to wear your own podcast gear.
That's
Well,
an interesting thing.
that
I thought about that before.
podcaster Can eat my D because I wear it all the time. I will always self-promote myself. It's not like being in a band. There is no cool involved in this. This is not about being cool. This is about riding this out until we die. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to promote it all the time, so I have to wear the free gear.
Hold on. Is that a douchey thing to
No.
do if you
I disagree.
wear your own band shirt? Is that a faux pas?
To the concert, yes.
Well, I've heard of that.
While you're
To the-
on stage,
No,
yes.
but the band member themselves.
no,
I've
yeah.
never even seen that. Have you?
Yeah,
I don't
see it.
know. I don't follow anything, so I have no idea. But it
One time I saw Dave Mustaine wearing a Megadeth shirt.
Really?
The thing I think is weird are there's tour shirts that gives you the entire dates and cities that are on that tour. Because again, other than the city that you went to, who cares that they went to Spokane, Washington?
You're right, and especially it's like, all right, that's a tour from 2012. Who can? No one cares. Like also don't print that on the back of the shirt. You're wasting ink.
I say they went to Denver.
Now, No Effects did a variation of that where they would do mini tours, and whatever mini tour they were on, the back of the shirt would have something for the region. Like for ours, I guess being in Florida and Georgia and the Carolinas, we got something that was like win, lose, or draw, like the draw of our voice or something like. It was like something kitschy and dumb.
Bo Burnham did one for his special Inside, and it was supposed to be inside the tour, so on the back it just had like couch, bed, like because he just stayed in the quarantine the whole time. So like, I guess if it's funny, but yeah, I don't care about the other states and cities that
Hold
you
on,
go to.
is it douchey to wear our own shirts? No, I'm thinking about it.
Well, what's all
Maybe
you wear?
It's all I wear.
I know.
I'm
Well,
trying
maybe-
to
Very
trans-
kiss of you.
I'm trying to.
Is that
Very
I don't
good.
want to be that.
Very good.
Is that because I never thought
Are
of
we
it.
gonna flesh this out today with Kenny here?
Kenny,
I
what
thi-
say you?
I don't wear two moves gear.
Oh, he's better than you.
You don't have any two moves gear.
What is
We're
that?
big enough to have
He
gear.
doesn't even know what it is.
That's a
You're small
STD,
potatoes.
right?
You guys don't know. We got koozies. We got caskets.
Twomoves.com/merch Cyber Monday sale 15%
Ooh,
off.
Cyber Monday
Oh,
sale.
let me get on that two moves.
Hold on. Now that I think about it, like all the other famous podcasters, Rogan wears his own shirts. I don't think he does.
Rogan only
Hell
wears
no.
those shirts with the drippy flags on them.
Yeah,
the drippy flag
Did
shirt.
Howard Stern ever wear his own shirt?
No way.
He never had his own shirt. He only wears black overcoat. Some of these guys have like black overcoat, drippy shirt,
Yeah.
flag shirt. Like they got looks. Everybody's got a look.
Hold on. I knew another radio guy that wore his own shirts, and I don't want to be nothing with him. Am I doing that?
You're doing
Damn
it.
Am I doing it? Are
Yeah,
we
but,
doing it?
But I think our logo is like less like.
Well, that doesn't matter. That's subjective. I'm saying wearing your own stuff at all.
Especially
is
the
that
ones with your actual faces on it.
Yeah, is that considered douchey?
Well, I usually cut my face out and just wear your face.
It had never occurred to me that it could be douchey.
God,
Honestly,
I think it is now. Now I'm gonna have to like clear out my entire wardrobe. It's all I
That's
wear.
all we have.
Yeah, it's all I have is
Well,
because
it's all
it's free.
my.
It's free stuff.
It's not free. We paid for it.
Yeah, well, I think it's free. It's kind of like when I get a.
Right.
Well, look, when I get an IRS refund, it's free.
Yeah.
I don't look. I
It's
don't
just in
do.
there.
I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my dad. I don't care if you're Bernie, our financial advisor. I don't care what anybody says. no matter what you tell me, if I get a check from the IRS that has a rainbow Statue of Liberty on it, everybody knows a rainbow Statue
It's like
of
you
Liberty
won the lottery. Yeah.
I cursed. Damn it. I was going to... I'm just going to say it. It's fucking free money. There. I'm going to follow through.
Because I guess your intent has to matter, right? Because I'm not doing it because I'm proud of it. Definitely not that. I'm not doing it.
I'm a little proud. I'm a little proud that we're self-made. That we made this business. Yeah, I'm proud of that.
Yeah, but a lot of it was luck. I never even worked a day in my life. I was right.
Yeah. You know what? He turned me around.
The stars aligned.
But it never occurred to me that it could be douchey at all. Not one time where I put on a Tom and Dan shirt, I was like, is this maybe it's not cool that I'm wearing my own T-shirt.
But I wear it everywhere too.
I do
anywhere.
too.
I'm like, where am I going? I'm going out to dinner.
I'm Dan.
Yeah, I will do that. People will be
I know. I see it at Publix.
People go like, what's Tom and Dan?
And I'm always like, ooh.
And I'll be like, it's a podcast.
I stopped saying that. I say it's a podcast. And then
but you don't insert yourself into it.
No, because then it increases the conversation.
See, I think that's the douchiness is if you identify, oh yeah, no, this is me. This is my shirt.
I see things different. This is me. Yeah. I'm Tom Van. I see things different. That's the quote.
I used to do that a lot but then I stopped because that led into a lot
more chirping,
of chirping
you
conversation.
You got to see me chirp this morning.
Then I was
you
like,
got to see me chirp live.
Oh, at the Publix?
Did you see how good did you see how effortless I was with that? Like, it's just like, to me, it's as if you're watching Bruce Lee just block rando new students' kicks. It's like, and it's effortless. It's like a flick of the wrist. Sometimes I don't even have to do anything. Sometimes I just step to the side and they use their own momentum of conversation to pull themselves into my web.
But I'm like, why are you kicking at Publix, Bruce Lee?
No, I wasn't kicking.
Kick at the dojo.
She kicked at me first.
Wait until you get to the dojo.
She kicked at me first.
Kicked
at me first. Ask, how big is your little one? That was all I needed to hear to kick her head right off. I chirped her good because she was like, so how old is your... And I...
Yeah, but then you start telling
even
knew like, he's got kids too. I'm like, why are you telling me? She asked about you. Just say, 6 years old. Thank you.
No, I share the chirp.
And you leave.
I share the chirp.
I mean, if someone tosses anything at Dikembe Mutombo, he's going to swat it.
Thank you.
Like, no matter what.
Thank you.
So it's the setup. You need to blame her.
Thank you. God, Kenny, you're becoming my favorite of all the weirdos we have do bits on our show.
Do NFL players wear their team gear outside?
EJ does.
I was gonna say.
I don't want to be associated with
him. There you go. This is who you're
Oh my God!
Where you're wearing UM sweatpants, and there's only 2 people I know that do that, and one of them's big.
No, but I'm saying, like, is that a thing?
I was going to say fat, and I didn't say that.
So with NBA players, yes, only because they get so much of it. But a lot of it, too, is just workout gear. So if they're just working out on their own, they'll just wear their own team gear.
Because they get it for free. But I'm saying...
Like Miami, who's the... Dwayne Wade, you'd see him walking around, and he's going to have some red and white on because it's free stuff, and he's got a bucket loads of stuff.
But you have enough money to buy whatever, and so even if it is free, you
need to only wear Lululemon.
But see, it's not about the money; it's about the convenience for him. It's like why I don't.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to my shirt drawer, and I have a million Tom and Dan shirts because they're usually, like I'm just putting it on. And because that's convenient.
This whole thing is a put on.
So you're Orlando podcast Russell Wilson.
But it could be douchey, right?
I like that.
It could be douchey.
I'll put up a poll in the BDM.
Ooh, I'm the Derrick Henry of podcast. One big fat doo-doo dread right out the back.
Because it is like, why are you wearing your own shirt? Are you doing it to tell people that that's you?
I think if we're really analyzing this, I started doing it because I'm proud of what we've accomplished. But I'm less proud of it now than I was when we started because we do a lot of bad. So I think it's time for us to stop wearing our own gear.
I'm everybody's proud. Like, you're in a band.
Everybody's proud. Oh, you're getting real old, man.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're in a band and you reach success and you're famous, like, I'm sure you're proud of it, but you're not wearing your own shirt because it's considered douchey. Like, I'm saying is that it now entered the podcast world where that is a thing.
I heard a lot of people say that it was, so I just wanted to ask you guys.
Well, it's got to be something.
But then I'd have to
But it's other podcasters saying
But of what level? You see what I'm saying?
more famous than us.
Oh, more
For
famous
sure.
than us?
For sure. Yeah.
But if you wear it,
do
to
we know
show
these
it off-
people? Can we?
My favorite murder.
Well, if it's nerd podcast, I ain't
Does it
gonna
depend how
take any
famous
heat
it
off
is?
of some
Yeah.
damn nerds.
Because maybe we're at the
Richer than we
level.
are.
That's fine. They're nerds. That's how old. Look, if you're in that
Okay.
world, look,
How are they nerds?
I'm not gonna let some old crime nerds call me
They're
nerds.
comedians.
But if you're
No, they're not.
if
not
you're
funny.
ultra famous, like millions of downloads, then you shouldn't wear your own shirt because you're like everybody knows you already. But if you're like,
Okay, so it depends how big you are.
yeah, I think
it
we're
does.
still small enough to wear our own shirts. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say.
Well,
'Cause then
also,
it's
we
just-
branded ourselves as almost like a local podcast that's
Yeah.
a little bit bigger than local.
yeah, you're like the local like La Spadas. That you wear your La
Yeah.
Spadas because you're probably like look how big a
It's like
cheesesteak.
cheesesteaks in Philadelphia, Sam. Orlando, Tom and Dan. People go,
yeah.
what's Orlando famous for? Tom and Dan.
Yeah. So okay. Back to wearing the shirts. I just needed to flush it out. How you doing, Kenny?
Hey. So to talk about what I came here to talk about, which is fine because I think we spent 10 minutes talking about
That was a
promo
little, I'm
shirts.
not sure I like your tone, but
Alright,
continue.
I thought this is
No.
what we
Yeah.
wanted to talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah. I think this was our show, Kenny.
Don't you see my
Yeah.
shirt?
I have a
My
Tom and Dan shirt on right now.
I wore it to tell you.
I circled Dan in bleach.
Have you guys ever been in the audience for like a TV broadcast or a taping or anything?
I have.
When I was a kid,
Yeah. Jay Leno, I did.
Ah, nice. So I actually was at Disney World doing the holiday spectacular taping for their Christmas special, but that was like an 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. venture.
That's when they get somebody that's like sort of famous and sort of squeaky clean to come and read sort of variations of like a little bit the Bible, but not really, and then they weave it in with some candles.
So that's the candlelight procession at Epcot. This one was for ABC, so it was like Julianne Hough doing like dancing performances.
I like
and
Julianne
They
Hough.
had Darren Criss there and stuff. But it brought me to the world because I've worked on this before of the world of audience members. There are people that like they don't make a career out of it because you barely get paid, but
It's a
they
hobby.
yeah, it's a hobby, and they literally go from place to place, being in the audience on game shows and TV shows and live
What
taped
was that movie
performances.
called? Clapper?
Yeah, the clapper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they call them crazy people.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much.
what it is.
Well, none of them have a unique look, right? Because they don't want, or
Correct.
do they want that? Like these are all like normos, right?
It's a bell curve. They either want
fat.
really normal or they want really like outlandish looking people. So like if when I was there at Disney, they were
Too
handpicking people.
unfortunate. You're just unfortunate enough. Get in line.
Well, when I was at Disney, they were handpicking people to put them in the front of the line, ethnicities, different sexualities, different
Body
like,
size? Do they do body size?
height.
How come that's not racist when we do it because we want it to look good, right? If you're literally picking people to appear as if the slice of pie you're giving us is everything,
Well-
it's weird to exclude everybody by doing that, right?
The
Just let 'em
spectrum,
in.
the spectrum doesn't get too muscular. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if you're working out, if you're Seth, you don't have time to wait in line all day to watch Jay Leno or Price is Right. Or
They
like,
also
this
don't
is
do
your
that, right? Like I can't
hobby
see
for old crazy people.
You've been in this world, Kenny. Do
Yeah.
casting directors go in there and go, okay, we've got enough shorts, we've got enough fats, we've got enough talls. We need some muscular.
To be honest, so yes, but they don't like outwardly say it. It's basically they look at the crowd and they're like, we're gonna need that type of person, and then
And then I would go, what type?
Right.
And they'd say, that type. And I'd be like, no, I want to hear you say it.
it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that you're gonna get crazy people because who else has the time in the middle of the day
That is true.
or all night long to go watch the taping of something? Like who's into whatever that is? So like
And even
I've
those
seen
people
it with
shouldn't be doing it, right? Because they're neglecting their cats
Well,
to go to the taping.
What's
So-
crazy? So when I did the Disney thing, I actually got paid. I was part of a casting agency that paid me, but a majority of the people there were doing it for free. So their payment was they get to enjoy and say that, oh, I'm going to be on TV. I get to see this
Right.
celebrity, which I'm
Do
very
you hate those people when you're there with them?
No, I think I'm better than them because I'm like I'm getting paid. You suckers are there for free.
You're just doing this because you think this is fun. I'm a professional.
But anytime you see like any large crowd, like the Super Bowl halftime show, like the All-Star weekends for the NBA, anytime that there's random people on there, they're all unpaid, like general casted people.
I always wanted to be one of those people that was unique
wants
enough to be the floor at an MTV event. The
Yeah.
ones where you've got like whomever it is at the time walking through the crowd, and you can tell these people are all plants.
Oh, yeah.
But somehow they got in there, and because they're like they all know what to do. They're all smiling. They're all hands by their side, not touching anyone. It's very weird.
Another crazy part is you're there all day. Like, it's a 12-hour day for you to maybe do 30 minutes of taping. At most.
And you're just in a sea of people. Like, no one can. You'd have to look at the broadcast, stop it at a certain point, and be like, see that that face is mine. Like, is that benefit? Is that worth it? Like,
it's the shout out on the radio.
Yeah.
12 hours of standing there all day.
It's the experience of saying you were there, maybe seeing the entertainment. You got to meet Julianne Hough, or maybe at least you saw her. You were part of the essence of the day.
Well, and nowadays they don't. Depending on what you do, sometimes they confiscate your phones, or you have to like put them in a locker or whatever. But other times people have them, so when they're not taping, people are whipping out their phones, taking photos like crazy. I got to get a really cool shot of the castle, like in the middle of the night with no one around, and full projection lighting and everything.
Oh, with like all they did it up right, yeah. Because they don't keep that thing on all the time.
Oh yeah.
So they tape all night long, right? It's big when the park's closed.
Yep.
So the people that are there for free literally are there from 10 at night to 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
And they just for the fact to be in the crowd.
Can you imagine how
and
sad that is?
Why?
Can you imagine how sad that would be?
How good is it?
Can you leave if you want to?
I mean, yeah, they can't keep you there without, against your will.
You're taking a poop at like 4 a.m. No one's, you know what I mean? It'd be sad. You're sitting in there.
Like, you got paid to do it, and it's still it's miserable, right?
Oh yeah, it was awful.
It was like people are doing it for free.
Yeah. Well, so I was there from like 10 to 6 a.m. and it was about $200 to do it.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's not the best, but it was one of those. I'm never going to do it again. But it's one of those. Hey,
but at least you got $200.
Yeah.
But it's like to do it for like any of that stuff. Even the halftime show at the Super Bowl, right? So those people don't even get to watch the game. They don't get seats obviously or anything. Like they get ushered into an area where you have to wait basically like 3 hours before the game even starts until the halftime. Then they run you out there. You get on.
I want for Christmas
you're waving some white light up wand, and then they're like, "Go, get off!"
Pretend it's cold. Pretend it's cold.
And then you run back to another area. They feed you cold sandwiches.
Oh no, they don't even feed you. You get just one of those like tiny little bottles of water that they give to babies, and that's it.
And then I'm sure they say
baby
get
water.
They're like, please show yourself out. This like that's all like what. Is that fun?
Yeah. At least
thank you so much for your time today. Give yourselves a great round of applause.
That's exactly it.
Give yourself a great round of applause.
Fun?
One of the best groups that we've had.
At least
it's just a bragging thing, I think.
Oh,
to just say you were there.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does anybody care? Like,
other like Disney nerds. Yes.
Well, no, I'm saying for the halftime. I'm switching. Like for the halftime, someone told you, I ran out to the halftime.
I'd be like, that's pretty cool.
I would. I'd be like, that's cool.
Because if you think about it,
one pretty cool.
I know it takes a lot to
it's a very good.
I know it takes a lot.
You did 12 hours of work for one pretty cool from a friend you barely like.
It would be like this. Tell me. It's just like we're having a conversation. I'll do it for real.
Well, last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The weekend. You know they did.
I enjoyed that. I like his music.
There was like a less audience because of Corona and everything. But
you were out there, right?
Yeah, it was a 14-hour day. We showed up. We gave us one water, and then we ran out.
Did you get to meet The Weeknd?
No. He was 100 feet away from me. I saw him from 100 feet, but then we were on there, and then we ran off, and then that was it.
That's cool.
The only thing
there we go. We did it. That was
somebody
good.
Is it worth it?
Somebody in the chat was one of the people at the Super Bowl crowd halftime show.
You got to call in.
The only thing
I need to find out if it's worth it.
It
can't be worth it.
They did not get to watch the game. They weren't even in the stadium really, except for the halftime. They did not feed them.
Yeah, you basically you sit in a loading. Not even sit. You get to stand in a loading dock for 2 hours, just chit chatting amongst the crowd around you.
Maybe it's because we did this for so many times. Like I've done this for so many halftime shows.
It doesn't move a needle for us anymore.
Like I've
been behind. I've been backstage.
There's nothing magical about it.
Every venue in Orlando, I've been backstage, and in all of its garbage. It's all terrible.
It takes the magic away.
It does.
Ruins.
It ruins it.
Like I can't even go to a monster truck show with my sons because I can't even be around it because
tainted now.
So many times I had to sit before, like get there
I'm
3 hours
sucks.
early.
Let's go home.
Put up the box and all and then just wait for my time to run out there, do the thing, come back, and then can't wait to go home. All I can think about is going home.
The only benefit I could potentially see is that you get like a free 15-minute concert that you normally would be paying hundreds of dollars on for floor seats to an actual concert.
You're bringing up the one thing that I think is of value is like, let's say there's a commercial that they're filming at Disney and Adele's going to be there and you're there and you get to see Adele literally say, and you're like, and look, I don't care who you are. I like music and I'm a musician. So that would rate high, and it wouldn't to you guys. I understand that. But if I'm trying to think of a band, let's say I got to see,
let's say Travis Pastrana was there and he goes, I'm going to do some bicycle flips. Tom Van would be like, "Hey,
You're asking the wrong person.
I don't have to pay for it.
None of this will move. You can mention any name, and I'll never wait for 12 hours to run out there for 15 minutes to look at it.
Only Tommy and Max, and even then he can play the whole time.
My son's out doing. But I'm saying there's no person that you could tell me. Now I'll pay to see a concert for like Adele, and now if I couldn't afford it.
I gotta see Tom at a concert because what do you just sit there with your arms in your hands?
No, he's like sits there and
do you bob your head? You tap your toes? Anything?
No, he doesn't move.
I'll sing along.
Like he'll get done, and then we're watching Bad Fish, a Sublime cover band, and they get done.
I sang Santerio.
And we get to the end of it. And like,
I got drunk. I enjoyed it.
He'll lean in occasionally. The only thing
I'm not that grumpy. I'm just
you're grumpy.
trying to
The
analyze.
only thing he said at Bad Fish at the House of Blues, he leaned in and he goes, they're named after a Sublime song. That was it. Only thing he said.
I need to know why. Why are they doing it? Because there's no one's giving me an answer.
I want to know why you go camping. You know what I mean?
Well, for
the same thing.
Making memories. Scream making memories, and you got it. What if it's all just comes down to screaming making memories?
Yeah, because then you could be like, remember that one time we spent 12 hours at Disney? Yeah.
Because at least like
it's a story. It's in the same category, although the being involved in the halftime show or any of these things.
So your family camping and being a fat person at a 12-hour commercial shoot is exactly the same. Okay.
If my sons were like, I want to do that so bad, like I'll do it for them. I guess I can't understand doing it for yourself, for your own memory. Like, what memory is this?
So there's an offshoot of that.
12 hours of sitting underneath the stadium, with, like drinking of water, like pooping in the porta potty.
I understand why you have kids now.
And then you run out on the field.
So there's a bit of an offshoot that may be a little bit better, but seat fillers. So for like award shows and stuff, the seat fillers, you're like you're almost like the ball boys in tennis, where you're just off to the side. The moment a celebrity gets up to like use the restroom, do press, do whatever, you fill in their seat, and you're sitting there like surrounded by a bunch of other celebrities.
Well, that's cooler. If someone told me that's a story, you're like, I sat next to Kanye West for 5 minutes while Kim Kardashian accepted an award. Like, that's cool. Like, that's a story where it's like, whoa, you put on a tuxedo. Like, you know.
I think they should stop doing that, though, so we can see which celebrities poop the most. That's what I want.
But it's like we yell about going to Times Square for New Year's Eve.
You're wearing a diaper for 24 hours. Yeah, it's a 24-hour trek.
Nobody can explain why they did that to me, and it makes sense.
But you like to explain away
experience
everything.
Yeah, it's just an experience.
Because I think there's a part of it that I think that's like the Make Me Famous too. Like Dua Lipa goes up, performs at the New Year's performance, sees someone in the audience, and I think their mentality is, what if I get seen by Dua Lipa? Then she's going to invite me on.
Contact with me.
She's going to invite me on stage, and I'm
going to be that's an insane person. That's what I'm screaming about.
So the allure are all irrational.
They're insane. That's what I'm saying. I yelled at Travis. I was like, "You're moving your entire house one bit at a time." He's like, "Yes, I am," and he's doing it. He's serious.
Yeah, he's serious. Did you
and
know
he's gonna do it.
No.
Our sales guy, Travis Butler, is moving his family one Rubbermaid bin a day until it's done,
and then bringing the empty one back to refill.
Yeah, it's the ultimate hippie thing to do. It's like you load up the Rubbermaid, and you dump the Rubbermaid at the new place, and then you put the Rubbermaid back in your car, and then you're like, I've done my thing for the day. I drive home, and I do it again tomorrow.
At least be efficient. Have 2 Rubbermaids.
No, I can't afford it. Too expensive.
I would put my foot down.
There's a doctor.
That would not happen.
A doctor.
Dude, it's not even a 10-gallon. It's like a 6-gallon. It's like something you'd put books in.
I mean, Travis could afford it. I know how much he gets paid. He can afford it.
Leave him alone. He's just a child.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to even pitch into his rent.
He's just a child.
Plus, utilize the BDMs. They'll move stuff for free.
But then when I tell Travis, I'm like, "Why don't?" I'm like,
Big
please.
Tim has a truck.
I'm like, please.
They wrecked it.
But then I'm yelling, please don't do it, please. And he's like, I'm doing it. I'm like, what? That's what I'm like.
It's going to take his wife over you, buddy.
How do you not say this is insane? Everybody's telling me.
When were you out there doing this?
This was a couple of weeks ago.
So this is a new one.
Before they aired it last night, and I did not see myself.
Oh.
So it was a waste of time.
Well, you got paid.
Money, yeah.
No, I got paid, and again, it's one of those where I got to see really cool fireworks, and I'm like with Sam, where I'm a Disney fanatic, so it was really cool, like almost a private fireworks castle show.
That's cool.
So it's I'm gonna pay to go to Disney anyway. Might as well get paid to see almost the same thing.
What celebrities? Julianne Hough.
So Julianne Hough, Darren Criss.
I don't even know who Darren Criss is.
He was on Glee. And then Ariana, not Grande, but she's in the new West Side Story.
Ariana Vinte. Venti?
No, I like it. I like it.
I'm sorry, that's stupid.
There's an odd thing where people get like some sort of pleasure from being around a celebrity that I don't see either. Right? I
like star effer type style, right? Like where just being in that person's presence, you're like, I'm cool.
Yeah, it like gives you some fulfillment.
It's the people who pass out when Michael Jackson jumps up on stage and.
Well, that's because he's dead, Kenny. Oh
my God!
It's a ghost of a pedophile.
The scariest ghost.
Run for your lives. Run for your lives. I got with fedoras. With fedoras.
His smoke fingers can't get you as good. It just. But I saw ghosts, and you have to concentrate to even touch a can.
So no, he doesn't. He's got a glove. One glove. That's what can touch it.
Just flick your head. That's it. And it takes all his energy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kenny.
Oh, I don't know what I'm talking.
So now this was a taping for. I didn't hear the explanation.
It was the official Disney Christmas special, and they filmed all around Epcot, Magic Kingdom, and then out in Disneyland in California. But I was only there one night, so just everything that they did at Magic Kingdom.
You remember the old helicopter shot they had of Disney of Mickey Mouse in that big outfit standing on top of the Epcot ball?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Like there's a shot where you see Mickey Mouse standing on top of the damn Epcot ball in the full outfit, and every time I see it, I laugh, thinking like, "What redneck was in that suit?" Like what guy that? Because they're not some cast member child in there. Some
that's true.
Right.
There's not going to be some 18-year-old girl who's the size of Mickey Mouse who's been hand selected. Look, you're Molly. You're our best Mickey Mouse. You do the signature the best. You do the mannerisms the best. You never break character. You're always they're not going to put her up on the Epcot
They put
ball.
the Indiana Jones stuntman up there.
Probably,
you know what I'm saying?
you're probably right. The lady stunt, they need a small.
Because you need them to be tiny.
Yeah, you need small. So I bet you're right. They probably take the little Indiana Jones girl, the female stunt person. We got to put you in the suit.
There was a chirper in the audience, and she was right in the front row, and every single time they stopped like the taping, everyone would applause or whatever, and then she would yell out stuff like, "Let's give it up for Julianne Hough," like as trying to get attention on herself. I think.
Are you sure that wasn't with the company that was
No, she was crazy because she kept doing it every single time because I think she was trying to get like the celebrities' attention.
We get more of that now because of COVID. I think we're at peak yelling things out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like at that when you and I were at the Improv a couple weeks ago, everybody's in on the act now.
Yep.
And
everybody's here's the thing. Everybody's in chirp mode, and being a chirper is a massive responsibility, and people just don't know how to do it.
They're abusing it.
They don't know how to do it.
But it's like every time, and this is a microcosm of the same thing, where I do on some man on the street bit, where I'm in some GD Hummer dealership or whatever the hell it is. I'm like,
I like that you went Hummer.
Just
making a comeback.
Yeah. Or I'm on the corner of a street doing something, any sort of during the day, like in the morning, like this is 8 a.m, on the corner of 436 or wherever the hell I'm doing. Tiffany's on a pogo stick.
Stop it.
Everybody, the same people would always show up, and they're all crazy. That's all I'm saying. Like it would be the same 24 people, like in different stages of like.
Do you see Super Mario Ken? Yeah, he's out there. Yeah.
It'd be the same people, and they'd all show up and like, "Hey Ken, hey whatever." All name the crazy
more
people.
Dependable than most of my friends. Like these weirdos would show up every time.
But I imagine that's the people who are showing up to these, and then if you're the casting director, you have to deal with all these crazy people. Right?
What do they call them? They got to have a derogatory term. Like we used to call them prize pigs.
Yeah, see, I don't know if they do it because a lot of it, it's different production companies all the time. So I don't think people are seeing the same one. So in their minds, I think in their minds, they're just like, oh, these are just the local crazies that we're hiring.
There was a documentary about The Price is Right that I watched on a plane one time, and The Price is Right had a group of people that were the diehards that would go and show up to every single taping, and those people, like, they all fit a similar mold, whereas either a husband and wife duo, they were both into it and like into the show, and that's their hobby, and that's what they did, and they went to the taping and waited in line, and they had
I feel like
a
I would
dozen
only do
friends.
that if Andrea died.
And then there was like the single, but they're all older and seemingly had nothing else to do.
Like I'd have some trauma, like Andrea dies, and then Maisie doesn't want to have anything to do with me anymore because, obvious reasons.
So, Tom, you'll like this grift. I did a Price is Right taping, and I've heard this many times too. There are like a dozen people that hang out outside the studios after the taping looking to talk to the winners, because like if you win a car or a washer dryer and you live in Iowa, you have to pay to get that to Iowa. So what they'll do is they'll offer you cash for like 50% of what the actual value is to buy your prize from you.
Oh, I love that.
So you walk away with cash. And
I do that with all the gun buyback programs they do around here.
Yeah, exactly.
For kids, I stand out there and I buy everybody's guns.
Don't they have, like, after the show just does that for you? Or it's like, you could have this cabinet set.
Yeah.
Oh,
or
no.
we'll just give you $100 and call it square.
But to them, they could give
Kinda
it
like
because
that,
they're getting the car for free. Like, because if it's a new Chevy, Tahoe, they're getting that as advertisement. So they don't want to pay out money. They're just like, okay, here's the Chevy Tahoe, like, that we got for free. So someone would buy it for, let's say the Tahoe is $40,000. Someone will be standing outside, buy it from you for $20,000, but then resell it themselves to make profit. And you get to go home with $20,000, and you don't have to pay for the taxes on the car, transportation.
You know what I don't understand about Price is Right, and it makes me mad. I don't understand why they never max out. If you're asking for the car from the manufacturer, why do they always get an entry-level BS no-features car? Why is that even a prize? They're giving you like some Bolt or Volt, the Chevy Volt, and it's like, we're giving you the base model Volt, and it's like, well, it's an $18,000 car, whatever it is. It's like, that's not cool. How about you pony up and give me the loaded Tahoe?
Well, think about
it's an actual prize.
Think about the demographic that's watching The Price is Right. What can they afford?
But I understand that, but then still, my thing still works because, like, that person, what are you going to give them the Normo car, or are you going to give them the Dream car? You're going to give them the Dream car. It doesn't cost them that much more.
And it's like all tied into some marketing agency.
Yeah, it's a free car.
Like McDonald's with that whole the Monopoly scam that the people tried to scam. Like, they scammed the marketing agency. McDonald's didn't have it. Like, they just subbed that out to some marketing agency that runs everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they probably don't even know. Like, Chevy may know that their marketing agency has some sort of deal with the Price is Right people, and like, it's a.
But wouldn't you?
You're right.
You would never want to give, in my opinion, if I ran.
Give the best away.
Give the best away. So every time I'm
car.
advertised, you're not giving away the base model Silverado that literally has nothing. It's like cloth seats, roll down windows.
Yeah, but you're going to sell 0 of them, whereas you'd rather give away the lower end car, and then people will be like, oh man, that car's pretty affordable. I can buy that.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I judge it and I go, well, look at that. Corporation Chevys, cheap asses. They won't even give a good car.
You know what? I bet you it's because they can't legally say the MSRP. If
you're probably
it's
right,
not, they do that with like other car dealerships that do that when they advertise a car on like on TV or whatever. They're like, starting at this, you couldn't find that car at that price.
Not
like
a real car.
That's with roll up when like they've only done 500 of those, so like, and they're gone. You know what I'm saying? You can only get like the car with features or whatever.
Yeah.
It's $5,000 more than the price they advertise, but they have to advertise the price of that car, which is the base model. It has nothing. It's still stick shift. Like you have a stick shift Volt. Weird.
I think the worst thing though is that every time you win a vacation, it's always flying out of LA. And so like I have to pay money now to fly to LA just to take this Aruba vacation.
Yeah, I'm also surprised that they haven't changed that for no other reason than just to be cool. I'm not saying it's not going to cost them more money. It will. But it to me, it'd be like a practical step in the human direction to say, yeah, we're not going to make you do that. Well, you can fly out of Orlando. You can fly out of here. It costs us a couple $100 more. No big deal.
Also, it may have to do with like who's watching the Price is Right during the afternoons. Like nobody can afford any of this.
That is
true. If you're watching daytime television, right, it insinuates you don't have a job. Nowadays, I guess people working from home, it may change things.
That's why some of the price items are like a box of Rice-A-Roni, $1.49.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question about Rice-A-Roni. I'm serious. You guys are laughing at me already. I haven't even asked the question. How brown do you get your rice and your roni when you're browning it in the butter first step?
I don't have the patience for that.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say you don't brown your roni, and that's screwed up, dude.
I want to brown the roni, but...
you got to get the butter in there, and you got to start browning up that pasta a little bit before you put the water and the spice pack in, right?
Rice-A-Roni's trash.
It is trash, but I'm just saying there is a proper way. There's a proper way to cook trash.
What is it?
It's a San Francisco treat, Tom.
It's a mixture of rice and macaroni, hence Rice-A-Roni.
Okay.
And you put it's a mixture of rice and like vermicelli,
think
noodles.
It's very similar to Hamburger Helper. You just don't add meat to it.
Okay,
you can, I guess. But then so you put a butter in the pan, and then you get you melt it down. Then you put your rice and pasta mixture in there. And then you mix it all up, and you let that butter brown your roni a little bit.
All right.
You want to get that. You want to toast it. You want to toast your ronis a little bit.
Browning the roni sounds like a early 90s dance move.
But I think most people are like Kenny, and that's why I brought it up. I think this is a hot topic. I think most Americans are impatient, and they don't take the time to brown the roni. I think that they go right for, and then basically what you're doing then is you're just boiling pasta and boiling rice.
Yeah, but you also risk burning it. I think that's the reason, too.
You do risk, but what's life with no risk, Kenny?
Let's talk ass about radio, Kenny. So, prizes,
yes.
Right? Has there ever been a study or anything scientific at all over the years of radio where they've deemed that giving out prizes actually increases their listenership? Or do you know anybody that listen? Because I will tell you, I have been surprised because I scream, "Who the hell's into this?" And
it does with money.
A lot of people
money giveaways.
I've been wrong.
Money giveaways.
I think more so money giveaways than any other type of giveaway.
And then people have said like, "Oh, I listened for the chance to win $1,000."
Code word. Yeah. Oh, by the way, our keyword.
What?
Our keyword is sand. You need to text that right now to 11050, and hopefully you'll win. Good luck.
You haven't deemed it impossible and a waste of your time to constantly listen to call over and over. Like, why are you doing it?
It's easy to do it,
and
though.
they do it.
If you hear it though now, you can just voice text it, to the number. If you really, it's not hard to do it.
And I know we're talking on two sides of our mouth because a while back people said that they call in and they're winning, and their wife called in 5 times and like they finally took her call, whatever, and she won something. So I guess now is a better time than ever to do it. But
well, I mean, didn't you say like Andrea's mom was a sweeper for a while? And it's so cliche, but honestly, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So yeah, you're right. It's going to be minuscule chance that you're going to win, but I've won a whole bunch of stuff just because I just happened to apply.
See, here's where I love Andrea's mom, Vive, so much, and what she does is because she is now when she was full blown sweeper. I'm glad you brought that up. Like there were things that she was doing that were probably the odds weren't always on her favor, but now that she has the knowledge, it's kind of like you with your betting. She can make smarter like contest decisions. So like right now she's using one where she gets us free batteries. Dude, free AA's? Come on now. That's the best thing. That's the best sweepstake thing you could ever get because they're expensive, and she has them coming to my doorstep all the time. I got free AA's.
We need to interview Andrea's mom because,
she don't like to do the radio thing. She just likes to listen to it.
Is it for the free stuff, or is it because you're, for lack of a better term,
you're addicted to it?
Like you're obsessed with the process, and that's what you're doing. Because like. She's won so many things that she's never used but never probably even wanted. Like I remember for a while she gave us like a free Bud Light 12-pack for a year or whatever. And you go to a racetrack, you go once a month.
But she always finds the ones that she could win a lot of, and then we would have it.
But is she doing it because she wants her friends and family to have the free Bud Light, or is it she doing it because she likes the process and the organization of doing it?
Probably that.
And so that's a different reason, right?
Yeah.
Like you like the process of applying more than you even like the stuff you win.
Now, and Andrea's got a dinner, and I haven't been able to find. It feels like I'm talking about some sort of like alien or maybe a person with a power, and it hasn't been activated yet. But it is inside Andrea. This sweeping. Like Jean,
well, because she can be organized and she can do, and
I've
that's
seen
where
her
she got it
it.
from her mom.
Yeah.
Like there was a reason why her mom won 10 trips to Rome or whatever, like 5 cars and stuff. Like she just had the wherewithal to continue to hammer, the discipline to hammer every day for 3 hours as much as you could fill out and then learn the ones that are easier to win, and you focus more on that. And it's like Punch Drunk Love, and Adam Sandler, he realized that there was a
healthy choice.
Yeah, there was a pudding packs that were giving away too many airline miles.
Snack packs.
And then him
find the loopholes, strategize.
I mean, I get enjoyment out of the finding edges and gambling.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing, right?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's exactly like actually you and Andrea's mom would like if you had got into sweeping. Like,
but I'm not interested in any of it.
But you could see the value
Sweeping
in it.
and gambling's essentially the same.
If there were something that you got that you valued, I'm trying to think of something in your life that you valued that you could gain, like the free battery thing, because we use so many batteries, especially with a kid. Like that one to me, I just love that. I'm just like, oh my god, this is so convenient. And batteries, like 2 AA batteries, are like $9.
I love, and we know a guy who does this, is like basically scamming points from credit card companies, right? It's not even scamming. You're just utilizing the system to get free stuff. And so I like that. I don't have the discipline to do it myself because it's a whole thing where you have to, find the right credit card, then buy traveler's checks, and buy gift cards or traveler's checks.
Yeah, a lot of steps.
There's like it's work, just like everything, but like this person flies for free wherever they want and stays free hotels for life. Basically, they have enough points to do that, and that's what but it takes work. So I appreciate that more than like doing it for
because you see an immediate benefit from it, as opposed to a sweepstakes where you have to wait to find out if you won and then wait to get your prize.
Correct.
Yeah.
I could see that.
But essentially, they are finding the right ones to even join because she knows that joining certain ones are not worth the time.
Yeah, there are some that pay
based
off
on the rules, and she knows all that.
And that's where it's exactly like what you do. Like she would be able to tell you. Like I can remember back in the day, and again, she doesn't do it as much anymore. No time. Plus, she lives in Orlando now. Way more fun to be around here than a lot more to do in Orlando than it would be in a small town. But like she would say, like, oh, don't do the yogurt one for Dannon yogurt. It's not paying out as well. If you guys happen to use, Sargento cheese sticks, get me those. Because that one's paying out. You know what I mean?
So it becomes a game.
Yeah.
Okay,
it does. Just like what you do, same thing. You put in your research, you go on the boards, you read what people are saying.
I can get behind all that, but going back to our original conversation of when the only thing you get is the experience of the halftime show, is that experience worth it for that person? How many people
for
go
that
back?
person? Probably. Because they're going to always be, when they go to their Thanksgiving dinners or when they go to their Christmas, might be like,
it's a talking point, yeah.
I got to meet Julianne Hough.
Yeah.
And then like, ooh, wait.
Yeah, I yelled, "Give it up for Julianne Hough!" That was me. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that.
But I don't even think it's logical to point enough where they're like, I did it for the story.
No, too crazy to be that logical.
Yeah, I think it's just they show up and they're like standing there. Like, why are you
they're like take everything.
Why
that
are you
just
standing
said.
in Times Square peeing your diaper?
Okay.
I do the halftime show though.
Yeah.
I do that.
I can answer it for you.
Just
So take everything you just said. You just set the table. Now pull away IQ points.
But it can't always be that. It's got to be a combination of a bunch of things too. Like some people do it for the story, but the vast majority.
Some people do it to get laid. There's probably people that do these things because they're lonely.
Well, that's another thing. Yeah,
lonely is a big one.
I often look at some things people do. I'm like, how do you have the time?
A lot of it is lonely. I shouldn't have said that because now I like we got to get out of here now. But we didn't even touch on loneliness. A lot of this is fueled by low IQ loneliness.
And nothing better else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That must be nice. I wish I had nothing better else to do. like one time in my life where I'm like, nothing
you know what
to do.
sounds lovely to me? We could leave with this. You know what sounds lovely to me? Being an old man and going out on a walk and then falling into like a ravine and then just laying there quietly and just watching the seasons change as like the land grows around me.
Like David the Gnome.
Yeah, it just sounds lovely to just lay there and like I've got dementia, so I don't even know why I'm here. I'm like, so it's nice. Yeah. It's kind of like freezing to death.
And then we see the ATM footage. You're just walking by. There's always the ATM footage. Like there he is, and it's so grainy. And then they zoom.
Why
in.
was he wearing white shorts? Who wears white shorts?
They zoom in and put like a enhanced a little.
They do my outline, so it looks like a full animated potato.
All right, I gotta go to the bathroom real bad.
Kitty just pooped her couch.
Weak, Kitty. Weak bladder. Now I see what you yell at me about.
These snowflakes. Look at these snowflake bladders.
I knew his bladder.
I got the toughest bladder in town.
Let's do another 3 hours.
Let's do bladder wars.
I gotta pee too. I'm not a little girl.
Oh, we at least have to take a...
No, we're never taking breaks again. Call Jack. No breaks ever again.
We'll record a whole 10 hours.
You cut it up, Jack.
10 hours of ACT. We'll record on Monday.
I'll give you one fat 12-hour thing. You cut it up and use it like you will, or don't use it. I don't care.
We'll do it for nothing.
Oh.
He snorted like a hog. He went, we'll do it for nothing.
I knew another guy.
Apparently you now own now apparently Tom owns a 4x4 store. He's like, welcome to Tom's 4x4s where we'll do it for nothing.
God damn it. Bye-bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler is here. And our good friend Kenny is here. What's up, Kenny?
Hey-o.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for lingering.
So let's do some emails. And we'll do a couple emails and then talk.
I can warm up voicemails, too, if the emails aren't fitting your fancy, sir.
Christmas gifts and holidays.
Are you done with your Christmas shopping? Anybody done with their Christmas shopping yet?
No.
I'm not. I don't know that I'll be able to do Christmas shopping this year.
Yeah,
we might skip Christmas this year.
Yeah, we're not doing anything for ourselves, and a little bit's taken care of, but it's lean.
Have you ever done the Black Friday where you like wake up at 5 in the morning
No.
and wait in line?
No.
I did it. I did it once or twice with mom and dad just to tag along. I don't. The only thing I remember my mom and my dad purchasing of a significant discounted rate because of Black Friday was a white sectional couch with different small, this is the style, it's a white sectional couch with different small, tiny little colored knits all over it, almost like a confetti.
Oh.
It was a wild couch. My mom, we're typical Florida trash people. I think everybody in Florida has something tropical, right?
Did that require waking up at 5 in the morning to get though?
Well, because it wasn't so much the couch as it was the deal on the couch, right? Like the couch would still be there, but they only had this deal going where you got X amount percentage off. It was a couple $1,000, if I can remember correctly from my mom and my dad's argument over it.
Did any stampedes happen this year? Or
no.
Does that happen
I think
anymore?
that's done now.
No.
Like that less people, the internet has caused.
Everything's either online or if they do in person, then it's one of those, we're just going to you're in line, let's hand you vouchers
Like
for
ticket,
the item.
yeah.
So,
I don't like a voucher.
So
I don't like a voucher. I like to hold the old school Game Boy. I like to hold the big box of the Sega Genesis.
just throw some bows with some old ladies.
Yeah, I don't like the voucher.
Are the people, like, it seems nowadays, the people that are waiting in line at the Best Buy, the day before to get the 50-inch TV for $150 or whatever.
Our buddy Tony Rage did this with a TV years ago. He went and he got a Westinghouse TV. We made fun of him because we didn't know Westinghouse made TV.
But that was like 10 years ago.
It was.
But I'm saying, like, now, the people that are doing that, similar to the people that buy concert tickets and stuff, they're, like, doing it for resale or something like that. They're not doing it because they really wanted the TV.
To a certain extent. I still think there's people out there that it's really more so the deal. They don't necessarily want the TV. They're just like, I got this TV for 80% off, and that's why I'm waiting in line.
And they already have a TV. Well, that's
Probably.
insane. That's what I'm going. Is it all just insane?
Yeah.
A lot of it's
It's all
insanity.
insanity.
Yeah. That's why it's not meshing in your brain, dude. I'm telling you, a lot of this, you're not going to be able to make sense of it because you're pretty logical cat.
It's like the extreme couponers.
Yeah.
They don't need 87 bottles of shampoo, but they're doing it just because they got the deal.
It's virtual insanity.
There was.
Hey, yeah, start moving our furs around. If this couch starts moving on a conveyor belt, I'll go get my furry hat.
The only thing I can find about injuries from Black Friday this year was there was a shooting at a mall in North Carolina. 2 different groups of people were fighting each other. One pulled out a gun, shot.
But that's not over TVs. That's just we hate each
6
other. We
people.
came to the mall to fight, right?
Yeah. That's I saw someone I hated. I started to fight.
Yeah,
I go to my car and get my gun.
That's
I
like
start
every
shooting.
early
Yeah.
90s gangster rap. Every early 90s gangster rap CD had one portion of the CD where the guy'd be like, hey, isn't that Samantha over there? Yeah, that's Samantha. Man, I haven't seen her in a while. Well, I'll just roll up on her. And then you roll, and then you just won the wet t-shirt contest. You kill them, right? In every early 90s rap CD, there was one portion of the CD where they would show you how to kill someone.
Do they do sketches and bits
Yes.
on albums anymore?
Yes.
Do they still?
Yeah,
did
they
we?
don't hold up, though.
I think
They're-
you guys talked about this. That's where I'm getting this
It's
information
not
from.
as prevalent, but people are trying to bring it back, and it's I would say normal. It's more normal in hip hop. You're not going to get a lot of that in the rock. Rock's dead, right? What is rock now? Is there any rock music out there?
Maroon 5.
That's not. Oh my God! Can you just kick you out of our studio now?
What's hip hop nowadays? That's all over the place.
It is
too.
all over the
Everything
place.
is diluted to these mini genres of everything, right?
Man, I miss a good like. Remember on the Biggie CD? Oh, what's that red dot on your head? Like I miss that.
not
Kids
as much
don't have
killing.
Not enough killing in the rap CDs. these days.
Yeah.
And look where we are. Are things any better?
Well, I think we're like the entire world and the internet. The internet has made everybody more cognizant about the fact that like Biggie and Tupac aren't hardcore like guys in gangs that are doing the same stuff. that
Guys and Gangs was a horrible Broadway show.
No, but I'm saying they're producing album. They're rich and famous and living a different life than but they wanted to portray. It was a small
Yes.
period of time where like maybe they are like
We need to make this sound like we shoot people on Black Friday.
Yeah.
All right, put the sketch on there.
yeah. And meanwhile, they're just like touring and doing what entertainers do.
Correct. The real hard ass.
And they died over it, dude. They died over it.
The hard ass gangsters are the guys
They
shooting
got-
people
yeah.
at the mall.
And they got killed over it because they were pretending to be that, right?
Was 50 Cent the last like true gangster rapper that made it big?
Or MC Chris.
Okay.
They actually got
No.
shot. But the problem is, I don't know anybody now.
No,
you can say it like
I mean,
that.
and Nipsey Hussle. Right? I mean, that's a sad one. Wow, that's real sad. Yeah, that's just like.
But he
I would
was,
say that's the last one, right? That's the last
Probably.
huge one.
and
That guy was an awesome rapper too. My
Yeah, he
God,
was.
that's sad.
and he was trying to bring people up and trying to clean up his street.
I know.
Sounded like it to me,
right?
yeah.
Like he was trying to
Yeah.
get people out of that lifestyle, right? And like do good for his community.
That's what it sounded like to me, man. That's a
Well, that's why everybody was so upset that he got murdered
Yeah.
because it's like this guy was trying to
Beloved.
do good. Anyway, what do we got for
Okay.
first email?
Dog radio. Hey guys, I was just listening to your segment on the last show where you discussed Real Radio promoting dog radio, and Tom mentioned that it could help your PPM meters, which made me laugh because I used my dogs as PPM slave laborers for years. My wife and I had the Nielsen meters for 3 or 4 years, and you get points by staying active and keeping the meter moving, and you get paid based on your amount of movement. We would always forget to wear them or put them in our pockets, so after 4 months, we found a workaround. We figured out that the belt clip could be easily clipped onto our dogs' harnesses, and our dogs are almost constantly moving. So for the next 3+ years, we put our meters on the dogs and let them do all the work. Even when they slept, their breathing was enough to keep the meter moving, and we maxed out our payment every month.
So I say to you, radio, is this how you want to decide your bonuses? Is this how you want to rate yourself based on a dog's breathing?
I'm mad at everybody in this scenario, even the dog, because I'm mad at this guy for even going through that length for what,
Free
$30 a
money,
month.
You're not doing anything but clipping something on your
Yeah,
dog's
No,
collar.
but all
I'm
he's
saying-
doing. No, but all he's doing is a sweepstake, right? That's what he's
yeah.
doing.
But
He's doing
every-
sweepstakes.
Every day you had to put this on your dog's collar and then back on the charger because it has to be a charger every
Yeah.
day. You know,
I tell my dog to
Okay,
do that.
but
Put that on the
$30
charger.
It
for a
says we
dollar.
would charge them 2 or 3 nights a week and just put them on the dogs the next morning. Never left the radio on because they're deaf. But if any listener ever gets the chance to participate, I highly recommend letting your dogs do the work for you. Love you guys in the show.
There you go.
But
Hold on,
cost
you-
benefit analysis, Tom, it's like maybe two and a half minutes of work for $30. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
yeah,
that's
that's
great.
passive income coming in. Your dogs are.
No, it's more than that. You're that $30 a month. They're getting like they pay like $1 a day for that kind of stuff.
That's 2 streaming services for free.
Yeah.
To put
You don't
$1.
You don't live like the rest of us, man.
You're not doing that.
The trenches were poor.
You're not doing that. No one here.
I'm not doing it. I'm an instigator.
I would 100% do that.
I would.
If that's all I had to do.
Yeah.
Put the thing on the charger, then put it on your dog.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
Also, if there's no radio playing, then it's just picking up this. You didn't listen to any terrestrial radio
so there'd
at
be
all.
no reason to do it. Unless I could change the outcome of some fat radio guy's bonus.
Is it picking up FM signals? Because it could just pick up random signals, even if you don't have like an actual radio.
I think it picks up whatever is in the vicinity, and it could be anything.
I think it's anything that's audible. I don't think it can pick up, because they were scamming the system for a while. That radio stations
tones,
realized that their signal could carry further, and even if you couldn't hear it, it would pick it up. A PPM meter would pick it up if they made it like some sort of length or whatever the hell archaic technology radio is. But they were scamming, and then they fixed the PPM meters.
At this point, it's like the message is coming back from an alien satellite. You know, it's like, like, what are we even doing here?
But again, it's like, what is this proving? I don't know. Nothing.
I mean,
nothing.
I don't know about you guys, because I'm not both feet in radio anymore. But if I had both feet in radio, and I got an email from somebody saying that my entire business was based on dog collars, and I'd be like, this is stupid. That's what I would say.
People's livelihoods.
Yes.
Like, this is the way you somehow try to accurately
it's flawed because you're using dogs. It's flawed.
Tell someone they're doing a good job. Is this?
No, people, like, theoretically, and I am being serious when I say this, like, that bothers me a lot, because theoretically there could be a potential scenario where you or a person's family get let go, you get fired because your dog wasn't picking up enough signals on its dog collar.
Yeah.
And that's
one meter can make a difference.
Yeah, that's dumb. Put that on a shirt. 1 meter makes a difference, Tom and Dan.
Also, I want to find out how much it is, because it could be less than $30 a month. Like, people will do a lot for. I had a buddy that would drive around town looking for free air. Like before Wawa. This is like back in.
That's Logic Man. You can say his name.
Yeah. And I was
he
like,
hates it when we talk.
That's not very logical, is it?
No, it isn't. It's mentally ill cheap.
Tom would tell
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Tom would tell him that. He'd say you're a sick person. Tom, like, look, you say what you will about this guy. He will plunk down the money to save himself some time. He will.
Well, let me ask this though: do you use coupon codes when you buy stuff online?
There's no way he does.
I do.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm like, again, cost benefit analysis. You're spending maybe 2 minutes searching for coupon codes that can save you 20% off your order.
He doesn't know what cost benefit analysis is.
I will
business department
steal a college kid's name to get $100 NFL pass. I will do it, but that's $300 I'm saving, and all I have to do.
Yeah,
is...
Christine just reminded me of the best one I had growing up. Was my father would drive to Barberville from DeLand to get cheaper gas. But my rationing, even as a young middle school child, would be like, well, you're burning gas to get there and burning gas to get back. So why don't you just go up the road right here to the gas station across the street and pay a couple cents more? It's all going to work out in the wash.
Like, you got a 20-gallon tank. What is that, 48 cents? There's no way your time is worth 48 cents an hour of your time.
Now, I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. You know, the holidays, you do some introspective, do a little wandering in the mind, right? You go for a little walk in there. And I think that I figured out that my father was never truly trying to save money. I think that my father had figured out a clever way each week to get in his Nissan Maxima and drive it really fast, maybe even sneak a cigarette and get some alone time as he drove up there to fill up the tank.
Oh, yeah.
And I never thought about that. I always thought he was trying to save money. And then for a split second, I'd go, man, this guy's an idiot. My dad is stupid.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's not. He's not. I think it was all a ruse. He'd get in there. Sometimes he'd just be in his boxers. I mean, I don't even think he's pumping gas. I think he's just going to drive out there. And he'd drive out to Barberville and fill his tank at a 76 Unicoal, right?
Yeah.
The old 76 station. We'd go up there to get the cheaper gas. I think he just wanted to avoid me and Mom.
Let's do another email.
Okay. I accidentally convinced a guy to mutilate his penis. Hey, show. So after listening to Not David on genital anesthesia, the question came up if a woman could convince a man to get circumcised. Turns out a girl can inadvertently convince an ex-boyfriend to pierce his D. I briefly dated this nerdo, we'll call him Ned. Ned was perfectly fine if you like the color beige and undersalted food. It was one of those, what could it hurt to say yes to a few dates kind of situation. Yet Ned fell hard and fast for old Pig Tease.
This is our friend.
Yes.
This is Pig Tease. Well, she's pretty, so I can see that.
Like too fast for comfort, so I had to nip that in the bud. I call things off. He cries, makes a mix CD that ends with Weezer's "Say It Ain't So."
Oh yeah, dude, that's good. I like that.
That's rough, man. That's some high school stuff.
Hold on, I do that. I did that as an older man. I'll make a mix CD. Oh yeah, I fall hard. Emotional
as
people.
a grown adult.
Oh yeah, emotional people like me. I'm the king of mix CDs. I wrote a song for an ex-girlfriend, and it wound up in the hands of a old host I worked with, and he was threatening to play it on the show.
Oh.
And I'm like, you're a heartless, and she was. I blame her.
Did you think
more.
it would work? Like that's what I would be like. That's a lot of work. This is definitely not going to work.
Now, when you're in love, because I've done it before, I think you
do think it. I think if I remember correctly, yeah, I was thinking that she would hear this and be like, "This guy's so
he loves me
in
so
love
much.
with me."
He
and
wrote this song for me.
But I think that's why she broke up
this
with
guy's
me.
crazy. I gotta get away from him.
No. She was already broken up with me. But just women, once they're done, dude.
Oh yeah,
I've heard that before. It's true. When a girl says
they're out.
we're done, there's not really.
There's no going back. A guy will go back.
A guy will go
We're
back.
like dumb dogs. Yeah,
We are like dumb dogs. Yeah.
I did a passive aggressive CD once. A girl had broken up
Oh,
with me.
passive aggressive.
Hold on, I've
CD.
never even heard of that.
So
what is that?
a girl had broken up with me, and I was, and then for some reason I was driving her somewhere, and so I'm like, oh, I'll just play some whatever CDs in my car, and it was all these like passive aggressive songs about how I'm heartbroken and you've crushed me, and it's like Tony Rich, nobody knows it but me,
yeah,
and just stuff like that. And then I'm thinking it's like, oh, this is gonna subtly implant in her mind to take me back. And
You're
then
a psychopath.
No, I can out-psycho him.
And then I found out later from a mutual friend, it's like, yeah, like immediately after she texted me, be like, you should have heard these songs I was listening to in the car. Like Kenny was totally
she was clowning all over you.
Oh my god,
oh
totally
man,
bad.
You know how psycho I am. Back when you're getting broken up on or getting cheated on or something crappy, I would do the accidental text. Like I meant to text somebody else, but was so distraught that the text accidentally got sent to her.
I love her, dude.
Yeah, but it was like, she'll never know how much I love her. It was like, maybe if I implant these, maybe if I pretend and play like I'm texting, it's a lie. You're a psychopath.
That
if you do
is.
What the hell's wrong with you? But you're so manipulated in your mind because this person hurt you so bad that you got to figure out a way
Sounds
back
like
in,
you're
man.
being manipulative. I'm going to send her this text to pretend like I'm accidentally
absolutely.
sending it
I
to
think,
someone
hold
else.
on,
You guys are nuts.
You gotta think
the
like a
girl in
murderer.
these scenarios.
Yeah, you gotta think. Look, in order to catch a murderer, you gotta think like a murderer.
And I'm always like, why are they listening to the CD from the person they broke up with?
Right?
Because I would I'm not listening to
Break it in
anything.
half.
Like it's like here's some cupcakes from the guy you just fired. Like I'm not eating those.
Right.
Why would I do that? Like
Well,
I'm
the
not
CD is not gonna give you diarrhea though. So there's that.
Yeah, but I
kill you.
I assume it's gonna be for some passive aggressive or to try to get you, be like like get me back or whatever.
Now,
whatever
I will
it is,
say,
there's a reason I broke up with that person.
I've done some really sad, embarrassing things like, mix CDs, fake text messages because I'm just so heartbroken and sad. But I've also done, there's only one that I'm proud of where she was breaking up with me. She had cheated on me. The relationship was ending. We lived together, and we're going to go our separate ways and move all of her stuff out. And I asked her if she wanted to do it one last time.
Oh
now
my
that
God.
I would do. That I'd do. Because
I got to tell you, at the time, she took it as a joke. I was not kidding. She took it as a
One
joke.
more for the road.
She took it as a joke, and I laughed. I did that move where I'm like, well, you want to do it one more time? And she's like, what, are you crazy? I'm like, I'm just trying to leave it on a light note.
I'm a jokester.
That's what I do professionally. I'm a prankster. I'm a merry prankster.
I'll take my CD back.
Thank you.
So you really don't want to do it? Okay. Well, I'll leave.
So continuing with this email, I know we got off on mixed CDs, but a few weeks later he reaches out about tickets we had to a show. It would be a waste of money for him not to go, he claims, so he'll see me there. Sure, why not? So we head to the show and he asks my plans after, and I say I'm going to get my eyebrow pierced. Sweet beige little Ned decides he too will get a piercing and claims it'll prove he's not just some average guy.
I'm going to show you I've got what it takes.
The piercing?
I don't know what
I'm
you're
not
dealing with.
boring.
You're dealing with a real Sid Vicious over here. What are they?
man.
I'm in a band now.
The piercing? A Prince Albert.
Oh.
Why a Prince Albert? Because I once mentioned a friend of mine had it, and he said it looked cool, I guess. After a lot of, no, seriously, you don't have to do that. Please, it's okay. You're cool in your own way, pleading, he decides to go through with it. I get my eyebrow pierced, and soon after he jumps on the table, whips it out, and chaos ensues. While piercing, the needle slips out, and the piercer is unable to put in the jewelry, so he has to re-pierce the urethra, resulting in the most blood I've ever seen pour from such a tiny hole.
Oh man.
Ned turns white.
My heart hurt.
Me too. Did you? If you
that's
could
too
watch
far.
that on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tom and Ed Live. Tom and I both were. It's like we're watching a shark attack.
I had a heart pain.
Sorry. Ned turns white. His D retreats into him, and he passes out. The piercer sends me out to grab him a soda to help pump some sugar
This guy
into
needs
him.
a Sierra Mist.
That'll fix it.
Don't pour it in his mouth. Pour it on his D.
What would pumping sugar in you? Okay. And like a World War II doctor, he finishes the job. I return to a pale Ned, shaky with a blood-soaked paper towel nestled into a Ziploc to prevent the blood from soaking through his pants. Imagine a baby turtle with a bull ring through its nose. That's Ned, and it's all my fault.
Oh.
Yeah.
But take that thing out,
That's
right?
on you, Christine, because you should have never, when Ned said, I'm going to do this, you should realize, he's only doing
Yeah.
it to try to win me back.
He had no business tagging
Yeah.
along with you at all, and
if
you
I-
knew that.
And
you
if
took
I
it too far.
And if I go there, this nerd's
Yep.
going to stab
Yeah.
his D.
And you got great enjoyment out of
Yeah.
it. You knew exactly what he was doing the entire time.
And you're not going to go back with him, and now he's got 2 holes
Oh.
in his genitals.
Do you think it would have changed anything had she said, "Listen, I'm not getting back with you if you do this"?
He'd
Would he
been
still
like,
have done it?
Bye-bye.
I think she wanted to see if he'd go through with it. That's sick.
I think
you are sick,
I have
Christine.
I have to put 1% on Christine. I do.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
least
yeah.
1%
Yeah.
because I know her. We all know her. She's
Yeah.
Twitch. She's heavy in the Twitch. And she's a very nice person. And I feel like there's a side of her, the majority of the side of her would
Yeah.
say, "No, dog, I got to level with you.
Yeah.
This is not going to work."
Yeah, get your eyebrow pierced a different day.
Yeah.
Like, you
But the
don't-
Tom and Dan side of her, because maybe we've had a little bit too much of an influence on her, was like, let's see if this nerd will do it, right?
Well, I think in everybody, you have a little bit of you get something out of the fact that someone loves you so much, or they're willing to do that, right?
Cut your hand off.
I think every human has a
Yes,
little bit of
I agree.
This person will
Everybody
do that
does.
for me.
Yes. It may not be apparent.
I don't know.
I know what you're thinking, Sam. It's not in you, but it's there. It's
Just
somewhere
a
in there.
little bit of whoa,
Yeah.
this person will do that. They love me that much, or they want to get with me.
Everybody, no matter who you're with, no matter how you define yourself,
It's
of
crazy.
sexual orientation or whatever, everyone enjoys the feeling of asking someone to do something to themselves and them doing it and you being, yeah. Put this in that.
It's
Yes,
power.
do
It's
that.
power.
I told you to put that in there.
It-
I am the teller of putting things. Yeah, I think there's a
Like-
part of everybody who likes that.
The human being has evolved to get some enjoyment out of power, right? Like power equals some sort of strength, and we all have some sort
Money,
of
power,
that-
respect.
Like some
UNITY, Queen Latifah.
evolutionary psychology to crave some power. Now, obviously, you got crazy power-hungry dictators that have taken it too far.
Squid Game is
And
all
then you
about.
have very good.
But even before that, I even think your average person that doesn't have they're not a manager or whatever, they get some enjoyment out of some sort of power or something, right? Mm-hmm. I don't have an ego per se, but I have some ego, right? Everybody does.
Everybody does.
So, but I don't have it to the extent that Vince Neil has it or whatever, some crazy egomaniac.
You know what I realized is, and I got to be careful with this, is that if I don't I'm now back to being lighter and tidying up my weight. And if I don't, I become Vince Neil, and it's horrifying. I have to be very careful, very careful, because I'm teetering on that. Because Vince is, I believe he's Spanish, right, or he's Puerto Rican.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's Latin, and you can start to see in some way the stereotype of big fat Puerto Rican flea market dad. It's in there. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah. Everybody turns into an old man or
Oh.
woman stereotype.
He has Mexican ancestry on his mother's side and supposedly Native American ancestry on his father's.
God, why's he got to be a trashman?
You knew it.
I knew
You knew it.
You could have
This
just.
guy loves feathers and rings, so yeah.
Yeah. If I just let it go, I will eventually turn into Louis Anderson. Because I'm like, I have the body type and the white rosy cheeks of Louis Anderson.
You just become like a tall, fat soup giant or something.
And he's always wanted to host Family Feud, too.
Yeah. I'll start my hair receding, long, fat Louis Anderson. I just have.
And I'm the Vince Neil.
Yeah.
And mine, you know why I'm the Vince Neil and Tom's not? Why Tom's the Louis and I'm the Vince? Is because I would still wear the embarrassing clothing, still clinging to youth. And that's what Vince does. I'd wear the flat brims. I'm wearing razzle jeans.
You can grow a beard, too, or have some sort of facial hair. Me and Louis can't.
Yeah, you can't do it.
There's a reason Louis doesn't have a beard.
Exactly. He
can't do it.
But he could put on camouflage and belly flop in a pool, I'll tell you that. Favorite show ever. Celebrity diving. Look it up. Another email?
Yeah.
Just keep going. This is fun. Can I point something out? I'm going to get better in this holiday season of giving people compliments. I like having Kenny he don't even need to bring stories. I just kind of like he has a nice presence. He's good on the couch, isn't he?
Yeah.
You're an excellent couch guest, Kenny.
Oh, thank you very much.
Very good. He just kind of, I like having him here.
Yeah. You'll talk when you need to, sit back when you need to.
You laugh at us. You look at me like
Run
I'm
to
funny.
go pee when you need to.
I'll end the show by saying I got a pee-pee.
You run out of here awkwardly because you pooped the couch.
All right.
Hey guys, I was listening to a ACT where you were talking about growing some pot in the garden. Without incriminating myself, I can tell you it's a lot easier than you may think to grow your own. I, quote, know a guy who threw a seed in a pot and let it grow. He ended up with a nice harvest. Too bad the state views growing even one plant, whether it's budding or not, as an instant felony. Until they change their views, I guess I'll just live vicariously through my friend.
Well, what I'm saying
I know
is,
a lot of people that have done that.
I've known
I
people.
don't think they're coming after you unless you actually have like crops.
I'm going to channel my inner Tom Van here. He said, not to incriminate myself. So what if you did? Like, or is someone really going to narc on you and call the cops and be
Not
like,
unless someone hates you.
I heard this
You know what I
email
mean?
on this podcast.
I could, if I grew weed plants in my backyard, I probably could talk about it on the show and nothing will happen.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, because what cop is going to take the time to start an investigation?
I haven't lived under the same roof as my family in months, and nobody's figured it out. I'm not even here right now. I'm remote from a different country.
If they suspect you have some operation where you're selling it or something, then they'll bust your door down.
Or something else. Like if you have something else and then that's just the icing, they might do it.
Yeah,
then.
yeah. It's like when they get
your trashy house, like your house has that big aluminum foil middle finger. There's always that one guy that's warring against the city. So what he does, his way of riveting it is not to pay his fines or mow his grass. It's to build an aluminum middle finger and put it in his front yard because he's American and
Also,
Jesus Christ.
Every mobster in prison is in prison for mail fraud. It's like be more like not mail fraud. That's all they can get. Like the easiest charge to stick to them. But yeah, I don't think if you're a nerd dad growing some pot plants in your backyard, no cop is coming to arrest you for that, right?
Now, somebody in our Twitch chat room, and this would be interesting, Brock BDM says, that's what Sean Wasson thought about his piranhas. Sean Wasson, obviously, the News Junkie show, we've known Sean a very long time. I don't believe anybody in radio, and that's not a diss to Sean. That's not anything negative. I'm just saying if they're in our business and they tell you a story, including mine,
it's exaggerated.
It's exaggerated. I don't believe any of it.
Now, here's what I probably... Now, this has happened when we do stunts and stuff. Remember when Jimmy brought that 357?
Why did he shoot that? He really did that.
Where did he get blanks from? He had it, though. He
regular Alec Baldwin over here.
He looked good with it. I think he looked good with it. He should always carry it.
Like, think about how ridiculous it is. We went out, we worked for iHeart, a billion-dollar corporation. We go to...
some trash like river. Florida.
No, it
was a lake, right?
It was with Gator Lake. What the hell is that?
Beresford.
Jessup?
No, Jessup. We go to Lake Jessup because I'm going to swim across. We're getting on a pontoon boat to some listener, right? And we go out to in a canal, and Jimmy pulls a
ginormous
357 revolver, and he's like, "I put blanks in it."
Old Dirty Harry.
We're on the phone. I'm like, "Shoot it out!" Pretending you're shooting at an alligator. Oh my god! It's 8:30 in the morning. We're on I see people's houses. We're on,
people crying, people scared for their lives.
And he's like, it's only it's a blank or whatever. And then we're like, no big deal.
There's only one difference in a blank, right? And then just like it's still the same thing. It's just no metal in front of it.
I will say,
2009.
I had my heart crushed because I was in high school when the Phillips File did this, where they fired the cannon in the parking lot, and supposedly the joke was they blew out like windows and cars and stuff. I thought that was 100% real. Some dumb high school kid, and I'm thinking like Jack's gonna get fired and Jim Phillips is gonna get like fined.
I think it's understandable when you're a kid, right? But once you're an adult,
but
you still believe.
Which one are you talking about?
The cannon bit.
That was my car. When they talked about that, the car that they described, they're like, and it went through the back windshield of a purple BMW Z3. Yeah. That was my Montreal Blue Z3. Yeah. That my dad and I were really into the Z3s at the time. We were getting these little roadsters and like screwing around with them, and that was my car. So when I heard that, I immediately was concerned because I like to keep my car nice, but then at the same time I knew that they didn't have a cannon down there because I'm not an idiot.
But I guess I didn't think about it because then just going throughout college or whatever, and then when they finally admitted that it was a bit, like when Jim Phillips was retiring, I was like, my childhood was a lie.
Yeah,
I thought the entire time that it was real.
It's funny because there was always in the radio world a mixture of there was things that were real that shouldn't have been, and like going to collect roadkill when we did that back in the day. Like, they actually were collecting dead animals,
and then they put it all in the dumpster right there at iHeart, and then Mike
Spry, some business complex, they loaded deer and possums,
and then Mike Spry, our head of engineering, was like, "Yo, guys, we're getting calls from all the other buildings because there are like 90 buzzards. They're literally circling over our trash bin. Can you guys clean this stuff up? You can get this stuff out of here." So then they loaded it into like a trailer and take it someplace else. And I'm like, no, like if it would have been me and I put that there, I don't care who you are, unless I'm being fired, I'm not moving the dead deer. I already moved it once. I'm not moving it again.
And then some listener brought me a horse. I was riding it down the road. Like, that happened. But then I never rode a train. Like some I faked, some it didn't. There was no rhyme or reason to any of it.
Willy-nilly.
Whatever you had.
Yeah.
Except unless you're Tuttle, then you actually did everything.
No, he did everything.
Everything.
He's still doing bits.
I remember he pulled his pants down slow.
What?
But that's how you know it's not a bit, because if people pull their pants down fast, it's like it's going to be little. But when they go slow and low,
we're standing at some nudist resort in Kissimmee on a lake.
Is it
right?
secret?
It's like
Cypress Cove.
Cypress Cove, yeah, we're in Cypress Cove.
Well, they got paddle boats, which, by the way, paddle boats from the side, if you're nude, not bad. When they're coming at you, like the flotella's coming at you, it's a weird look.
Again, with morning radio, it's 7:40 in the morning, right? So it's like
cold.
Yeah. So not for him though, because he's got 2 pairs of basketball shorts on. He's got and ones, and under those he's got champions. Extra hot and long down there.
We're standing there, and then me, Tunnel, Tiffany, and we're supposed to be riding this stupid boat, and then we're gonna get nude. I don't know, a stupid bit. And then by this time, Harder Merchant, I hate my...
Very good, and they're out there.
I just I was fake everything, right? Because they're like, I don't care. No one cares. But
you just want to smoke cigarettes and look at Tiffany in a bikini, which I don't blame you.
And we're out there, and then Tuttle's like, I'm really doing it. And I'm like, don't do it.
I'm the guy.
Don't be insane.
I get just as much out of you being uncomfortable. This is how I live.
And he's just nude in front of us. And I was like, what? Like, we're standing in a lake and some
Imagine how free he felt. Imagine in his brain how free it must have felt to be able to do that. And be like, this is the real me.
7:30 in the morning. Insane.
So going with the slow pull versus the fast pull, if it's impressive, females, I think that works the same, because at a Predators game, lady flashes not that impressive.
Yeah, if they flash them quick, they're
but
usually
then if they do the
slow,
and it's like
yeah.
You know, that doesn't. I'm going to tell my sons one day.
If they go like this,
awkward.
They're either small or gross.
Flashing doesn't happen anymore, right? Because cell phones, everybody doesn't want 1,000 pictures of their boobs.
I dated a girl.
Don't care.
I dated a
Some
woman.
don't, but I'm saying
most don't anymore. Nudes are everywhere. Everyone's sending nudes crazy.
It was a different time. I dated a girl who was a serial flasher, and it drove me crazy.
Go to EDC. They don't even wear tops.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's a bell curve.
It's just electrical tape on their nipples. That's
I think
it.
pre-cell phones flash all the time. Cell phones first came out.
Okay, so So like it stopped, and then now that the
People don't care
internet's
anymore.
Now we're just
saturated with
Snapchat and
nudes,
tease
Yeah.
back and
Okay.
forth.
I hated it though. It made me very jealous. I'm not a super jealous person, but it was like a respect thing for me. It was weird. I didn't
like
it.
having your wife or girlfriend.
Yeah, my
flash
girlfriend at
them.
the time, and she was obsessed with it. Like it was like she's like flash here, and it wasn't like I wouldn't make a scene or do anything, but there were times when we talk about it, I'd be like, I don't really like that. I'm not sure I'm down.
See, I
with
like that attitude.
I know you do. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I
yeah.
want.
I'm not-
Look at my wife's teeth.
I'm not jealous at all, and I'm like, hey, look at that! Look,
Yeah.
she's up in the party.
Hey, look at this!
Come home with me.
It was just like, look, she's bringing the table.
Oh yeah.
She's flashing. Everybody's, I mean, is people are gonna be like,
Yeah,
oh
because
my
if
god.
she's showing hers, maybe somebody else's wife will
Yeah.
show theirs,
Yeah.
and then it's
Well-
the whole swinger mentality that you want.
Well, I'm just saying you're
Is it
bringing something to the table of some excitement level.
Yeah, you are
that-
bringing a unique side
She
dish to the
is.
party.
I don't know
Yeah.
what you
Is
are.
it a
Yeah.
confidence thing? Because oftentimes anyone that I was with, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't get the jealous type. But then I would kind of like other dudes to stare at her because then it's like makes me feel better. It's
Yeah,
like,
like
yeah,
that's mine.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm,
girl,
I'm
like-
going home with her. You're not.
The girl I was dating was very flirty. And looking back on it, to answer your question honestly, I had been cheated on before, so I was conditioned to think whatever behavior she was doing, it was all on
Meant
me.
she was gonna cheat
all
or
on me,
something.
100% on me. Like, and typically it is, right? When you're going through life
Yeah.
and figuring out how things. And now that I think about it, yeah, I mean she could be whoever she wanted to be. It just didn't mesh well with me.
Is it going to be phased out because like it's going to be considered like you're imposing your nudity on people that didn't ask for it, and therefore
You are getting a little bit of that now,
If I
yeah.
just flashing my ding dong everywhere, like people would be like, "This guy who,
Has a problem.
It is different for guys,
Yeah.
Like I swear to God, if I'm out here in Baldwin and some lady jogs down the street and she flashes me, I'm gonna be all right. If Carrot Top runs by and his ding dong falls, I'm gonna try to beat him up.
But that's
right?
not our
Chase
genitalia.
him.
Like we can see men's nipples all day, but like with women, supposedly it's offensive.
You're
but
right.
if a girl whips out her pee,
You're right.
that's a little more aggressive, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It would be considered
D's
more
and
aggressive.
P's,
but
I say keep those covered
Yeah.
up. T's, I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that logically that's the case. I'm just saying, will it
Where do butts
will it
land?
become a thing where you're
Surface
like,
butts
hey,
are fine.
Keep your breasts
Yeah.
inside your shirt, please.
Because it was always like almost, dads were encouraging their kids when they're mooning stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's good family fun to show the butts. But when you're spreading it open, that's...
No,
Well, yeah,
that's
I
too
mean, there's
much.
surface butts and then there's the interior of the butt.
Yeah,
and that's a whole
pressed
different,
ham
that's
and
a
then-
different animal.
yeah. And also, few
Why you got your hand in your pants, dude?
few
You like this topic? You finally found something he likes over here.
Oh, yeah.
a lot of times the case is that you're showing them the worst of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So you've got
Like,
some lady.
Hey, look at this.
Some lady at a Braves game, and
It's the worst.
she pulls them out. I'm like, why'd you do that? You yuck.
To quote Dave Chappelle, the milk's gone bad. Anyway, next email.
Next.
I thought you were going to quote your favorite Dave Chappelle quote, which you can't do anymore because apparently it's controversial.
This says, hey, I've been told to look into a life coach. I have anxiety and a few health issues as I get older that get me down. When I look up reviews on life coaches, I get a lot of bad feedback from people who have went. My question is, what type of counselor or professional do you see for anxiety and life issues?
It makes me laugh to think that
You
people
see a real
go,
therapist, please.
Yeah,
don't
well,
don't look up life coach.
Well, there are
Yeah.
there are people I'm sure that do it and do it well. But what's funny to me is that you went to a life coach. They probably told you some things that you should change in your life, but then you go back and give them bad reviews. You know what I mean? Like that's
That
funny
could
to
be,
me.
yeah, that could
that's
be.
funny
Well,
to me that you would do that.
Because either you're a licensed therapist, right, where you went to some sort of school or got trained into how
Like my lady,
to
yeah.
talk to someone and
like a
then
doctor.
what to look for and what where to steer them, I guess, whatever the therapist school is. Or life coach seems like you decided to skip all that and you're just like,
You're
I
making
know.
it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I could be a life
Life coach is very much like
No.
when people buy a good camera and they're like, I'm starting a photography business, right?
Yeah, because
Well, yeah, and I think that the big difference too is a therapist are paid to listen, whereas a life coach, they're doing all the talking. And I
Yes,
think that's
yeah.
why people don't like that. People look at Tom. People like to talk.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's-
Ooh, I like that. You cut him.
no,
Get him.
it's
Get
true. Because if you are a self-proclaimed life coach, then you have no one's
Okay.
deemed you a life coach.
Yeah,
You
I'm gonna
deemed
make people
yourself a life
mad.
coach.
I'm gonna make people mad, and this is why I can't get on board with the term mentor because I put it in the same category, goes in the same bucket as life coach for me. When I hear people that go like, "Hey, I was having breakfast this morning with my mentor," I'm like, You mean your scammy life coach? That's what I think. That is what I think. I'm sorry. I'm just. This is more of a reflection on me being bad. I can't get on board with that.
Scam artists have ruined that. It's kind of like solar. It's not the sun's fault. It's the people that got into it.
It's not the sun's fault.
Like, the technology is good. We should be like, wow, this is
impressive.
We can turn the sun's rays into energy. Awesome. It's just everybody jumped on board. It's their fault.
Oh my God, Norm, breaking news from the Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/TomAndDanLive. We're here Monday through Friday almost every day. We don't take vacations. We record extra for you guys, so we're always here. Norm says, I'm trying to get into the doctor right now. I haven't seen one since 2018. Wow, dude, that's
almost 4 years.
That's a long
that
time.
long. You're fine. I mean, look in the mirror. You can gotta get a gauge of like how good you're doing, right?
Yeah, get a mentor. I feel like is what you need.
Are you coughing blood? Is it hurt to pee? Like, there's some. If everything's working, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
Is it better if you're a mentor for like a high school kid? Ooh,
I don't-
both of you
Yes.
took deep breaths right there.
The problem is, like,
well, we both have
You
asthma.
haven't lived life yet.
so, like,
I would like to mentor a young broadcaster. I'd like
because
to take
that's
somebody under
honestly
my
what I'm
wing.
doing right now. I have a high school kid that I mentor.
That's
and,
cool.
I'm
What do you do?
I support
What is
that.
your mentoring about?
scamming them out of money, really.
No. See, this type of mentoring is different than grown-ass man. I got a business, and then I go and I meet with this other grown-ass man, and I call him my mentor. I don't know why I can't get on board with that.
how? Okay,
So a lot of it is just prepping him for things that I wish I would have known when I was his age.
Yeah.
So like, we talked about money management the other day. And
Don't
we're
keep condoms in your wallet. They'll
You're
deteriorate.
essentially a second dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes
Will you be my dad, Kenny?
You got it,
Because
buddy.
my dad's dead.
Mine too.
Mine's
It sucked
not.
anyway.
I asked first. You get another
All right,
one. I
fine.
got Kenny, and I
I'll
like the
get somebody
tallies.
else.
I like the tallies.
I'll
You
get
get a
someone
short
better.
dad. You get a short potato dad.
I
Like
get
me.
the every other weekend stepdad with Sam.
See, to me, it's a lot of work, and the payoff, I guess, is the person is successful. But I feel like that's more of the person doing the work than your advice, because everybody knows what to do.
No, but
saying?
I
That's
disagree.
not true,
I
yeah.
disagree. I don't think people do know what to do.
No.
I think there's a lot of people that have no idea. Like,
Well, Tom and I do because we're the smartest people in Orlando.
No, but it's hard to do what needs to be done. That's all I'm
Write
saying.
that
like-
down. Write that down. I love that one.
Like-
It's hard to do what needs to be.
We could be more successful at this business than we are.
We could?
Yeah,
Oh
of
my
course
God.
we can. It's a lot of extra work. So we're only as successful as much work as we want to do. Like, we could work, like, we take off at 2:30, 2:45 every day.
Now we're talking.
We can work till 6 and get a lot more done, record more, get more clients. Like, we
Where's
can
the
make
quality of life,
We
Tom?
can make double, yeah. But then at a certain point, you're like, well, I want to do other things and I want to live my life. I don't want to only work. It's like hard. Now, I know there's certain decisions and like you can steer them in the right direction, but really it just comes down to like figuring out what you want to do and then work your ass off.
What you want
towards
to
that.
do? What you want to do?
Want to be a
Right?
baller.
I mean, that's all it is. I mean, same thing with like losing weight or like whatever it is.
Oh,
like,
no.
No, but it's you have to put in the work.
You do.
to
And if
do
you do
that.
lose weight, you'll end up being smarter.
well, and I think too, it's one of those.
Not my
I've
words.
heard that.
Not my words.
Not mine. Not my core.
Oftentimes it's they can't talk to their parents about sort of things. They can't talk to their teacher because they're more of like a disciplinary role. So he'll talk to me about things that like he may not talk to
Like
other
heavy
people.
stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Oh
and it's
my
just one of those.
God.
It's like like you said.
Sounds
It's,
like the worst thing ever. Talking to some teen about their problems.
You know you have kids, right? That's gonna happen.
I know.
eventually.
He doesn't want to do that part. He just wants to ride motorcycles in the
Kenny, you're
woods.
gonna have to mentor his sons.
I don't want to
How
talk to my
stupid
son
are you, Sam? All he
about-
wants to do is ride motorcycles in
pro-
the woods with his son.
Oh,
They're like,
man.
they're crying over some girl they'll never see again. They're like,
Oh,
oh my God.
Make 'em
Make her a
mixtape.
CD.
Yeah.
Write her a song. She'll
horrible.
love that. And it'll never come back to haunt you. She won't keep the CD and then give it to a radio host you work for and then have him try to play it on the air.
All right, so you heard it here. Kenny mentors some teen.
Whoa.
Tells them what to do.
Yeah.
2moves.com.
I'm pretty sure half of the stories I end up talking about ends up resulting in me and teens.
Do they listen to your
Whoa.
podcast?
I mean, I hope
Do you
not.
tell them to? Like, hey, guys, just a friendly reminder from your mentor to listen to his podcast.
That would be a real insult if they don't even bother to listen to you.
I didn't listen to no Moose. If you move. Move these nuts. That's what I would say. I would say move these nuts right to you if you told me don't. These stupid move podcasts. Like podcast is old now. If I was a teen, I'd be podcast. I don't want podcast. Everything is streaming. Podcast for old people.
Yeah.
I just watch TikTok.
How long?
Get on
45
TikTok, double,
minutes.
man.
You're
Oh
insane.
my God, I only get all of my information in 4-second bursts.
That's true. All right. Bye-bye.